Hello friends, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Professor S.P. Singh from Faculty of Management Studies, Gurukul Kangdi University, Haridwar. Today we are going to study Module 11 on univariate analysis. After studying this module, you shall be able to know the basics of univariate analysis, understand the descriptive and inferential analysis, comprehend the types of descriptive research, understand the measures of central tendency, and become aware of the measures of spread. Descriptive statistics define a sample or population. They can be part of exploratory data analysis. Once the researcher has collected the raw data from both primary and secondary sources, the next step is to analyze the same so as to draw logical inferences from them. In univariate analysis, one variable is analyzed at a time. The data analysis could be of two types, descriptive and inferential. Descriptive analysis. Descriptive analysis involves the change of raw data into a form facilitating easy understanding and interpretation. Descriptive analysis treats summary measures connected to the sample data. The common ways of summarizing data consists of computing average, range, standard deviation, frequency, and percentage distribution. The first things to do when data analysis is taken up is to describe the sample. Type of descriptive analysis. The type of descriptive analysis is to be carried out depends on the measurement of variables into four forms: nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. For nominal variables, a frequency table and a listing of the modes are adequate. The median can be calculated as a measure of central tendency for ordinal variables and the range and variations of it as a measure of dispersion. For interval level variables, arithmetic mean and standard deviation can be used, and for ratio level variables, geometric mean and harmonic mean can be used as measures of central tendency and coefficient of variation as a measure of dispersion. For interval and ratio level data, additional descriptors are the skewness and kurtosis of the variable. Inferential analysis. Under inferential analysis, inferences are drawn on population parameters on the basis of sample results. The researcher attempts to generalize the results to the universe on the basis of sample results. The basis of analysis is the probability theory, and an essential condition for carrying out inferential analysis is that the sample is selected on a random basis. Univariate analysis. Univariate procedures deal with analysis of one variable at a time. The first step under univariate analysis is the preparation of frequency distribution of each variable. The frequency distribution is the counting of responses or observations of each of the categories or codes assigned to a variable. Missing data. There are situations when certain questions knowingly or unknowingly are not answered by the respondents. The responses corresponding to such respondents are treated as missing data. Measures of central tendency. There are ways of defining the central position of a frequency distribution for a group of data. Here, the frequency distribution is the distribution and pattern of marks is scored by 100 students from the lowest to the highest. There are three measures of central tendency that are used in research: mean, median, and mode. The mean represents the arithmetic average of a variable appropriate for interval and ratio scale data. The mean is computed by dividing the summation of the variable x divided by the number of observations in the sample. When interval or ratio scale data are grouped into categories or classes, the mean may be computed by multiplying the midpoints of the class with the frequency of the class and divided by the number of classes. The median can be computed for ratio interval or ordinal scale data. The median is that value of the distribution that 50% of the observations are below it and 50% are above it. The median for the ungrouped data is described as the middle value when the data is managed in ascending or descending order of magnitude. In case the number of items in the sample is odd, the value of n plus 1 upon second item give the median. However, if there are even number of items in the sample, say of size 2n, the arithmetic mean of nth and n plus 1 items gives the median. The data needs to be arranged in ascending or descending order of the magnitude before computing the median. For group data, the median is computed by locating the median class and then using interpolation by using the assumption that all items are evenly spread over the entire class interval. Mode. The mode is the measure of central tendency appropriate for nominal or higher order scales. It is the point of maximum frequency in a distribution around which other items of set cluster densely. Mode should not be computed for ordinal or interval data unless these data have been grouped first. The concept is widely used in business. For example, a shoe store owner would be naturally interested in knowing the size of the shoe that the majority of the customers ask for. Similarly, a garment manufacturer is interested in determining the size of the shirt that fits most people so as to plan its production accordingly. Skewness. Skewness measures lack of symmetry in the distribution. In case of symmetrical distribution, mean is equal to median is equal to mode. For a positively skewed distribution, mean is greater than median, median is greater than mode. In such a case, the longer tail of the distribution is towards the right. The mode falls under the peak and the mean changes its position as it is affected by extreme values. The same is the case with negatively skewed distribution where arithmetic mean is less than mode. The skewness is measured by the difference between arithmetic mean and mode. If the value of arithmetic mean is greater than mode, skewness is positive. And if the value of expression is negative, skewness is negative. Measures of spread. There are ways of summarizing a group of data by describing how spread out the scores are. For example, the mean score of 100 students may be 65 out of 100. However, not all students will have scored 65 percent marks. Rather, their scores will be spread out. Some will be lower and others higher. Measures of spread help us to summarize how spread out these scores are. To describe this spread, a number of statistics are available to us, including the range, quartiles, absolute deviation, variance, and standard deviation. Range. Range is the simplest measure of dispersion and is defined as the distance between the highest value and lowest value in an ordered set of values. Range provides difference on the end points of distribution when its values are arranged in an order. The range could be computed for interval and ratio scale data. Range is the difference between the maximum value of the variable and the minimum value of the variable. The range, however, considers only the extreme value and ignores all other data points. The value of range could vary considerably from sample to sample. Even with this limitation, range as a measure of dispersion is widely used in industrial control for the preparation of control charts. Quartile deviation. Quartile deviation is the half of the difference between the third quartile and the first quartile. The third quartile is the value of the variable of interest, say x, corresponding to the first 75% of the total frequency of group data. The first quartile is the value of the variable of interest corresponding to the first 25% of the total frequency of group data. Variance. Variance is defined as the mean square deviation of a variable from its arithmetic mean. The positive square root of the variance is called the standard deviation. The variance is a difficult measure to interpret, and therefore standard deviation is used as a measure of dispersion. The population standard deviation is denoted by delta. The standard deviation is a very useful measure as it has a relationship with mean. In case of normal distribution, it is known that 68% of the observations lie within one standard deviation of mean. 95.9% of the observations lie within two standard deviation, and 99.7% of the observations lie within three standard deviations of mean in case of normal distribution. These properties are very useful in sampling, correlation, etc. Another common application of standard deviation is while testing the quality of two population means. The coefficient of variation is computed for ratio scale measures. To compare the variability of two distributions is a measure of relative dispersion called the coefficient of variation can be used. This measure is independent of units of measurements. Friends, in this module, you have studied the basics of univariate analysis, the descriptive, the types of descriptive research, the measures of central tendency, and the measures of a spread. Thanks for visiting EPG Pathshala.